Okay, it's just after 4 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon. I'm with BNP Chairman Nick Griffin. Nick, I gather there's going to be a programme on BBC One, Panorama, concerning the prostitution of young English children, screened by the BBC. As a chap who was basically, the BBC attempted to jail you for 7 years for saying such things. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, the BBC and of course West Yorkshire Police and the Crown Prosecution Service all trying to shut me and the British National Party up when several years ago we were the only ones seriously talking about the problem of the grooming for sex and involvement in drugs of young English girls by Muslim gangs in Keighley and surrounding towns in the north of England. In a way we've indicated, that's the good side. Also makes me very angry to have people like the BBC jumping on this bandwagon, or what they think is going to be a bandwagon, when we were saying it, we were evil, we were wicked, we were haters. Now they're saying it's a serious issue that people have got to get to grips with. And there's a stench of hypocrisy about it. There's also the fact that they're still not really talking about the core issues. In the reports over in the papers today, it's Wednesday at present, the Mail for instance, they're saying, oh, the programme's going to say that it's Asian gangs in the north of England. Well, no, it's not. It's Muslim gangs in the north of England. Sikhs don't do this and Hindus don't do this, not anywhere. And it's Afro-Caribbean gangs in the Midlands. There's an element of truth in that, but whether you're in Derby or Burton or parts of Birmingham, again, it's Muslim gangs, and all the drugs, for instance, now in Birmingham are run by the Muslims, and the black gangsters at the bottom of it, they're the foot soldiers. So if they're doing the pimping of these girls, the people who are getting them, the people who are first of all dragging him in as boyfriends and all the rest, overwhelmingly it's Muslims in those areas as well. So the BBC and the police are lying there. And finally, when they say in London, they're saying it's whites, and they're including in that Turks and Albanians. Well, if they're going to be classed as white, well, I want to be classed as English, because it simply doesn't wash. And this is not a white crime or an indigenous British crime at all. This is a crime overwhelmingly of Muslims. Out of the two blocks, the Albanians, the Turks and the Muslim and the Pakistani Bangladeshis in the north of England, the common denominator is Muslims. The only ones who stand out is to the extent to which it is being done by Afro-Caribbean gangs so it's mainly in the Midlands. Yeah, there is a bit different. But what you've got here, this isn't a matter certainly of skin colour. To say when the police can say, oh, there's whites down in London because they're Albanians, it's nothing to do with skin colour. It's not in a way to do with race. This is about the combination of ethnicity, culture and religion. And whether it's Azerbaijanis or Kurds or whatever, or Bangladeshis or Pakistanis, they're Muslims, and the way in which Islam regards women as second-class citizens and kafirs as second-class citizens, meaning that women, kafir women, unbeliever women, our girls, are sort of are second-class to the power of two. Well, that's a religious and a cultural thing. Similarly with the Afro-Caribbeans, you listen to the music that those people listen to, if you can stand it, the rap music. It's inherently misogynistic. It's viciously anti-woman. It's viciously anti-us. And that's where it's coming from. What this isn't an ordinary crime. These are hate crimes directed against our girls because they are not like those ethnic and religious communities. They should be treated ultra sensitively and seriously, according to the police, because they are hate crimes, and of course they don't do it. And the BBC can't prejudge the programme, but I'm sure in the end they'll pull their punches to an extent. They should be gunning for the police officers, the police chiefs who've allowed this to happen, who constantly pussyfoot around, and more than that, they should be gunning for the politicians who've allowed this to go ahead. It's the politicians pay the police, it's the politicians direct the police, it's the Home Secretaries and the Shadow Home Secretaries who should call the police to account, and they haven't done so. And finally, the BBC, before they worry about anybody else's failings in what's led, according to the estimates they're talking about now, 5,000 of our young girls in child prostitution rings in our country in 2008. Yeah, it's a horrific thing. The BBC, before they worry about anyone else's role in that, should look at their own role, because when they tried to get me jailed for talking about it, about 4 years ago that was now, they set the green light whereby the criminals, the racist criminals, could carry on doing this, our girls can carry on being the victims, and anyone who stands up against it is likely to get persecuted by the BBC, the police and the Crown Prosecution Service. So I'm glad the BBC are showing this programme, but don't let anyone think that they shouldn't share a big part of the blame for what's gone on.